Hi friends, please watch the video till end to get the right message you are searching for, and yes, with all scientific and logical evidence. You must have heard a lot of influencers coming up with this strange conspiracy theory showing you graphs like this one here on top and stating having high cholesterol is good for you. It's healthy. In fact, it's healthier. The higher your cholesterol, the better. They claim that lowest cholesterol levels have higher risk of death. As the cholesterol level comes down, the risk of death goes up. They brainwash you into believing that your doctor doesn't want you to know any of this because they make money by keeping you sick. They keep repeating that cholesterol is no big deal. Big pharma is raking it in. They just want to sell you drugs. Now here's what I want you to know. The first thing you need to realize is this curve with cholesterol and mortality that is thrown around social media all the time. This same pattern is seen with lots of other metrics as well. We see it with BMI, for example. People with normal BMI have a higher risk of dying. We see the lowest risk of death for people who are in the overweight range of BMI. We also see this with blood pressure. People with normal blood pressure have higher risk of death. The lowest risk of death is actually seen in the hypertension range. We also see it with hemoglobin A1C, glycated hemoglobin, lowest risk of death seen in a range where people are pre-diabetic. All of these are published in scientific studies. We've known this for years. When's the last time an influencer told you to keep your blood pressure high because of these same curves? Just keep your A1C high, be pre-diabetic to have lower risk of death. Never happens, right? But did you ask yourself why not, though? We have the same curves. It's the same studies. It's the same argument. If somebody told you to keep your blood pressure high or your A1C high based on these curves, you'd be immediately suspicious that something's fishy, something's not right. This person is probably not telling me the full story. But when it comes to cholesterol, argument is same. Still, people lap it up and people buy it. Most content on social media is made to be popular. It's not made to be accurate or be great science. Okay, so we just saw that we have a clear inconsistency on social media. Influencers will tell you something about cholesterol. They won't tell you the same thing about other metrics. But why do we see this pattern in the first place? High risk of death with normal cholesterol, with normal blood pressure, with normal A1C, with normal BMI. What's going on here? Come, I'll tell you the backstory. As we start to get older, towards the last phase of our life, as we start to get sicker, weight loss is very common. Frailty becomes very common.
Old age and disease often also reduce our appetite, so we eat less, and we eat less well, so we lose weight. Our BMI drops, our blood pressure drops, our hemoglobin A1C, our cholesterol drops. Many of these parameters, which typically are too high in middle-aged people because we tend to be overfed in our society, as we get older and we get certain diseases, certain chronic diseases, cancer, chronic infections, liver disease. We start to get sicker and malnourished, as a result of which, a lot of these metrics tend to drip down. This is very common. In fact, in studies that correct for chronic disease and malnutrition, this effect, this pattern of the cholesterol curve completely goes away, and what remains is the higher the cholesterol, the higher the risk of mortality. So having low cholesterol doesn't cause death. It doesn't raise your risk of dying. That's just a misunderstanding of the evidence. You'd have to be completely unfamiliar with this entire field to even suggest that based on this type of data, these unadjusted observational correlations, it's not at all a serious scientific argument. So we often see the lower blood pressure, lower BMI, lower cholesterol in older people, in people with chronic disease. So no wonder they associate with risk of dying. That has nothing to do with them causing death. Low cholesterol that is not caused by malnutrition actually associates with less death, not more, and randomized trials confirm this fact. Lowering cholesterol lowers mortality, so every line of evidence is pointing in the same direction. Some influencers will also argue stating, but cholesterol is important for all kinds of physiological functions in our body, for membranes and for hormones, so why would you want to lower something like that? In fact, our body even produces cholesterol. Our liver produces lots of cholesterol, so how can it be bad? Well, isn't glucose important for all kinds of physiological functions throughout the body too? Our body makes lots of glucose, the liver makes glucose, and yet we don't want the blood levels of glucose to be high, because then it's called diabetes. Just like glucose in itself is not a bad thing, but high levels in blood will make you diabetic. It's exactly the same logic for cholesterol levels in the blood. There are dozens of molecules that are vital physiologically, and yet you don't want them too high. They can be incredibly detrimental, even lethal. They can kill you if they're too high. Sodium, potassium, chloride, the list goes on and on. There's literally dozens, if not hundreds of examples. So you want to get your guard up for this type of gotcha points. This has no scientific substance. Now, some online influencers are discussing that brain is made of cholesterol. The brain needs cholesterol. So why would you want to lower your cholesterol level? That's dumb. You're just going to harm your brain. So here is the explanation. The brain makes its own cholesterol. It's separated from the blood by the blood-brain barrier. We want to keep the blood levels in the healthy range because the brain doesn't need the cholesterol from the blood, guys. I hope it is clear now. You want to be careful with the ridiculous one-liners on social media, guys. This is not science. Get your guard up when you hear somebody talking like that. Don't let these influencers talk to you like you're an idiot. You're not an idiot. Demand higher quality of content. Demand more. Healthy skepticism of everyone is definitely good. If I was able to get you some useful info and you are interested in more health myths and facts videos, please like, share, and subscribe for more such content. Till then, take care, stay safe and healthy.